Question number 16 asks you to find the rate of change for this table. Explain what rate of change means for the situation. You really don't have to explain it. It does that for you in choices A, B, C, or D. You have to pick the right one, though. Every time that we figure out slope or rate of change given a table, we have to use the slope formula, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. When we have a graph, we used rise over run, but now we're using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 because we don't have a graph, we have the table. It's the same formula, but it's the change in the y's, which is your rise, over the change in the x's, which is your run. So I'm going to label my x1 as 4, and then my y1, because that's the first y I read, as the 260. My x2, that's the second x I read, and my y2, because that's the second y I read. Remember, you can choose any two sets of any two coordinates. You could choose any two. You're going to get the same slope since the rate of change is constant. It doesn't matter if you pick the last set of coordinates and the first, or the middle two, or the first two. So y2 is 390 minus y1, which is 260. So I'm just going to substitute those in. Then I am going to substitute my x2 minus x1. My x2 is 6. My x1 is 4. So what I get is 390 miles minus 260 miles is 130 miles. 6 hours over minus 4 hours is 2 hours. So when we reduce that, we are going to get 65, because 2 goes into 130, 65 times. So you get 65 over 1. 65 miles over 1 hour, per hour, you could say. And let me just get that, clone that. And so it's 65 over 1. And you're going to look for something in your answers that has 65 over 1, because that's basically what it is. And it's 65, remember, it's 65 miles over 1 hour. So A doesn't say that. It says your car travels for 10 hours. That's out. 260, your car travels 260 miles. That's out. 65 over 1, your car travels 65 miles every hour. That works. And this one says 1 over 65. Your car travels 65 miles every hour. That's correct, but this fraction is not. It is 65 over 1, not 1 over 65, so that's out. C is your answer for number 16.